I'm Jill. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. Today I have a yoga sculpt workout for us. If you've never done yoga sculpt before, you're going to love it. It's the best of both worlds workout. It's a blend of yoga and HIIT. It's a follow along class. It's not timed. I don't cue breaks, so make sure you have your water close by. Just noticed I don't have mine, so hopefully I don't need any. If you have a towel or a yoga block, you can go ahead and grab that, but otherwise you won't need any equipment for this class. Today is November 30th, and as we come into December and holidays, I thought it might be nice to make a few no equipment classes in case you're traveling, then that way you have no excuses. You can get your workout done anywhere. So grab what you need. I suggest some fun, high intensity music. If you need any suggestions, I have linked my Spotify in the comments below, and I will go ahead and link a specific playlist that I have in mind. If you're traveling and need more Do Anywhere workouts, I will link those below as well as in my playlists. So let's go ahead and get this sculpt party started. Oh, and I forgot to introduce my lovely assistant, Fiona. She's a little out of sorts, having a moment today. Everyone has gone back to where they came from. Last week was the holiday vacation week, 2 kids home from college, my husband was home from work, the high schooler was home all week, and then today it's just me and her, and I am her least favorite person, despite the fact that I am the person that keeps her alive. So hopefully she stays where she is and doesn't get in front of our workout. She has a tendency to do that. So go ahead and come down, meet me on your mat. We're going to start on our backs in Supta Baddha Konasana, so that's just bound ankle pose. I got to scooch you a little bit. Move your butt. So bring the soles of your feet together to touch, knees out wide. Bring your left hand to your heart, right hand to your belly. We're going to start with 5 deep cleansing breaths. We will be working, but I just want us to start out here, leaving anything from the day, anything from the week, anything that's weighing on your mind off of the mat so you can just enjoy this workout. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose, fill up completely, and an open mouth exhale, sigh it out. Another deeper, fuller inhale, filling up even more than you did last time, filling your belly lift towards the ceiling, ribcage expand. And then open mouth, exhale, let go. And as you let your breath go, let go of anything that you don't need with you on that. And of course, as we're trying to take these cleansing breaths, the garbage truck comes, but that's life, right? You gotta work around it. Another deeper, fuller inhale. Let it go. Take 2 more rounds. And on your next breath in, go ahead and blink your eyes open. Bring your arms down by your side, and we're going to come into frog pumps. So legs stay as they are, pressing into the pinky edge of your feet, squeezing your glutes, lift your hips, and lower with control. Squeezing your butt at the top, beginning to activate the glute medius. Inhaling as you lower, and exhaling as you press and lift. Lifting the hips up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Pressing the soles of the feet in towards one another, and then really pressing through the pinky edge of your feet into the mat. We're going to be here for 4 more. Press the backs of your arms into the mat. Last 3. We're going to come into dead bugs after 2. And final one. Let's hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Dead bugs. Knees bent to the tabletop. Fingertips straight above the shoulders. Extend the right arm and the left leg, keeping the low back attached to the mat. Come back through center and switch it out. Beginning to activate the core here. We're going to be doing a lot of core work in our sculpt practice today. Lengthening from fingertips to toes, and then keeping the bent knee stacked directly over your hips. You should really feel your entire front core activating here. Inhaling as you lengthen, and exhaling as you come through center. Let's do 3 more each side. Moving with intention. We're going to come into traditional bridge pose after 2 more each side. And last one on the right, last one on the left. Bring the soles of your feet to the mat, knees in towards one another, heels towards your glutes, arms flat on the mat. Take an inhale, exhale, press into your feet, squeeze your butt, lift your hips. Inhale as you lower, 1 vertebrae at a time, and exhale as you press all 4 corners of your feet into the mat, lifting the fronts of your hips. If you want, you can bend your elbows and press the backs of your arms into the mat. Lifting only as high as you can with your butt squeezed. That keeps your low back nice and safe. And then as you come down to the mat, the low back taps the mat, and then again, press into the feet, lift the hips. Squeezing the inner thighs in towards one another. Here for 4 more. We're going to hold the last one up in 3. We'll come into bicycles after that. 2. And this is the one we're going to hold. Hold. Press your feet into the mat. Squeeze your butt for 4. 3. Knees in together. 2. 1. Lower. Tabletop the knees. Fingertips behind the ears. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Exhale as you bring left shoulder towards right knee. Inhale through center. And then exhale as the right shoulder comes towards the left knee. So the knees stay stacked over the hips as you come through center. And the movement is from the belly button up. So lift the low parts of your shoulders off of the mat. And don't crank your neck. You want your elbows out wide so you almost can't even see them in your peripheral vision. You've got this. We're here for 4 more each side. Last 3. 2. And last one, each side. Cross your ankles, rock and roll the length of your spine a few times. And we're going to meet in a high plank. So whether you jump or step your feet back is up to you. Shoulders over wrists. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your quads, press through your heels like you're trying to press the wall away behind you. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Take an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right hand taps left foot. Inhale, plank and squeeze. Exhale, down dog, left palm, right foot. Inhale, plank. Exhale, dog and tap. Going with your own pace, using your core to lift you, and then using your core to bring that opposite hand to the opposite foot. Starting to warm up the backside body, hamstrings, upper back, the chest. Here for 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Meet me back in high plank. Inhale, shift forward, and exhale, slowly lower with time. Inhale, untuck the toes, cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Inhale, tuck the toes, press up to high plank. We're going to do 5 hand release push-ups. Shift forward, slowly lower down to the mat. Keep the toes tucked, lift the hands, press back up to plank. Always can do this from your knees. Slowly lower with control, hugging the elbows into the side body. And then as soon as the front side body reaches the mat, lift your hands away from the mat. Press up. We have 2 more. And 1 more. Remembering to keep that strength, the squeeze in your quads and your butt. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, step or float, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, pull your palms to heart center. Close your eyes and take a moment here for yourself. Why did you show up on your mat today? What are you hoping to accomplish? Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. High plank, top of a push-up. We're going to do some mountain climbers, knees into the chest. Gazes forward. Last 10. 8. 6. 4. 3. 2. 1. Inhale, plank and hold. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your feet through. Grab your block. Bring it between your knees. We're going to come into combo crunches. So feet and toes touch the mat. Elbows out wide. Fingertips behind the ears. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, crunch. Drawing elbows to knees, knees to elbows. Inhale, open. Tap the toes. Exhale, crunch. So I'm not wrenching my head. I'm lifting with my head, neck, and shoulders. And I'm keeping those elbows out wide as I release. So if you don't have a block, you can use your pillow here or your towel or whatever else you grabbed. Or you don't have to have anything. You can do these just imagining that you're hugging that block in between your knees. Can you lift your shoulders up a little bit higher? And maybe just sort of lift your hips up off the mat. I know you can. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to hold for 5. You've got this. 4, little higher. 3, 2, 1. Set the block off to the side. Cross your ankles. Rock and roll 3 times. Meet me in high plank, top of a push-up. We're going to tap. Right knee, right tricep. Left knee, left tricep. Right, left. And as you exhale, crunch. Knees and elbows together. Inhaling as you extend, exhaling as you do the work. Again, lifting the bottom of the shoulder blades off the mat, using your upper abs, using our lower abs to contract, knees and elbows together. Here for 6, you've got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it for 4. You've got this. Lift a little higher. 3, 2, 1. Unbind. Cross the knees. Cross the ankles. Rock and roll 3 times. Meet me in high plank. Either step or float back. Option. Flow through chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. All right. One more time through that sun A. Step or float, top of the mat, forward fold. Lengthen, take a breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, Tadasana, mountain pose. And exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Bend your knees. Plank or downward facing dog. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Walk your hands over towards the right. Make sure that you have some space. Take an inhale breath here, and as you exhale, eagle push or lizard push-ups. We're gonna get to the eagle crunches. I got a little bit ahead of myself. So chest and chin towards the mat. Imagine a lizard like you see them out in the yard, right? They're always like lifting and bobbing. And then you want to make sure that those elbows are coming back 45 degrees. So your triceps should really be feeling this. Last 4, 3, 2, woo! Spicy, and 1. All right, make your way back to a high plank, optional chaturanga, or meet in downward facing dog. All right, we've got eagle crunches on the left. Walk yourself through to a seat. Cross left leg over right, left arm under right. Take a nice deep breath in, extend, and as you exhale, lift and crunch. So if you tap your toes to the mat and you feel your low back lifting away from the mat, then don't tap your toes all the way down. Just lower them as far as you can, maintaining good form. Last 6. Lift a little higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold for 5. Lift a little higher. 4. Squeeze everything in. 3, 2, 1. Unbind. Cross your ankles. Rock and roll 3 times. Meet me in a high plank. We're going to come into some cross-body mountain climbers. So, right knee to left tricep, left knee to right. Walk it or run it. Keep your gaze forward. Try to tap your your knee above your elbow. Here for 10. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Meet me in high plank. We're going to go to downward facing dog. You get there how you want to. If you want that extra push-up, do the chaturanga. If you don't, straight to downward facing dog. Look to the top of your mat. Step or float. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Grab your block. We're going to come into a chair pose. If you don't have a block, again, pillow, towel, and we're going to extend the arms, pressing into the block. Press your shins back, and we're going to pulse, pulse, pulse. Pressing that block, noticing how your core Never go in front of the toes. You should always be able to look down and see your toes. Here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put the block down, ground your right foot, step your left foot back into a crescent lunge. So stacking your head over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips. Slight tuck in the pelvis. We're going to lower, tap or hover that back left knee, hug the elbows into the side, making a W. And then as you inhale, straighten and lift. Exhale, draw the elbows into the side. Press through the front heel as you come up. Hug the outer hips in. I bet you were begging for a chance to be on your feet a couple minutes ago. And now that we're up here, I'm like, I'm going to go back on my back and work my core some more. All right. Keep that gaze forward. Those back toes are tucked. We're up on the ball of the back foot. Here for 6. Last 5. 4. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now we're going to shift forward a bit. Bring your arms out in front, and we're going to come into some repeaters. So squeeze the left or the right glute, right leg, and we're going to drive the left knee in as we pull the hands back. Really pressing into that front heel. Squeezing the front glute. Your front quad, that right quad, right glute, should be on fire. Let's go. Let's get that heart rate up. Here for 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep your chest lifted. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Crescent lunge. Catch your breath for a moment. Exhale, windmill the palms, high plank. Step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Step it back to plank. Right foot to the outside of the right hand. You can continue stepping it, or you can do switch jumps. Whichever is right for you today. If you need to keep it quiet, you can step it. If you're looking for a little more heat, you're going to jump it. I don't know about you, my heart rate is up. Here for 6, 5, 4, 3. Meet in high plank in 2. Last one, high plank, option, vinyasa, or hold the plank, and then meet us in downward facing dog. Step or float, top of the mat, fold, extend, fold, lift to chair. We're not going to use the block this time. So again, press the shins back, slight tuck in the tail, extend the arms up, biceps in line with the ears, and we're going to do a little flow here where my left arm is going to stay forward, and my right arm comes back, pinky facing up, squeeze the tricep, and then inhale, switch it out. Exhale, left arm back, pinky up, squeeze the tricep. So I'm hugging my inner thighs together as I do this, and I want you to consciously think about squeezing that tricep as that arm draws back and the pinky lifts towards the ceiling. So your gaze should be towards the horizon in front of you. Keep your neck and spine and head, that was out of order, head, neck, and spine in a line. Can you stick your butt back a little bit more? I bet you can. And then squeeze it. Squeeze the tricep. Here for 6, 5, 4, 3. If you have little weights, water bottles, you could incorporate them here. 1, back to chair. Step the right foot back. Crescent lunge. So when I come into crescent, I like to bend that and then straighten into the back leg. Scissoring the inner thighs, hugging them like you're hugging a beach ball between them, keep them active. And then hugging the outer glutes in. This time, we're gonna bring our palms out in front of our shoulders, or our hands rather, palms facing down. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, we're gonna row, drawing the elbows back. Inhale, press through the front heel and lift. Exhale, elbows come back, back knee hovers. Inhale, exhale. So keep that left hip drawing back, right hip drawing forward. Squeeze the upper back as you roll the elbows back. So, left glute, hamstring should be nice and toasty. Mine are on fire right now. I don't know if you can see the smoke. Fiona seems unbothered by it, completely unalarmed. She should be alarmed. There's some smoke up in here. All right, we're gonna go for 6. See if you can pull the elbows back even further. Last 5, 4, 3. Keep that gaze forward. 2, chest stays lifted. And 1. Good, come back up to that crescent lunge. Hinge at the hips. Make sure that you firmed up the left glute. We're gonna come into repeaters. Driving the right knee in as you pull the hands back. So working our core here, working our heart, our cardiovascular system, and then if your left hamstring, quad, and glute aren't on fire, come talk to me. This is seriously spicy. Ooh, I lost my balance. If you lose your balance, it's okay. You just have to make sure you stand up one more time, then you fall, right? Fall down 7, stand up 8. All right, let's go for 6, 5, 4. Meet me crescent lunge in 3, 2, and 1. Step back, crescent lunge. Head, shoulders, hips in a line. Bring the palms down, step back, high plank. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Ground through your left hand, and you're gonna bring left foot to meet your right hand. Step the left foot back, right foot back. Left foot, left hand taps the right toes. Step it back. You can go as fast or as slow as you need to here. Gaze is always forward towards the horizon. If this is too much to coordinate, just do mountain climbers. If not, let's go. Keep the butt down. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Meet me in high plank. We're gonna come all the way down to our bellies. Woo! For some opposite arm leg swimmers, untuck the toes, lengthen. I'm gonna move back, otherwise I'm gonna hit the cabinet. Lengthen from your fingertips to your toes before you start the move. Option, palms and feet resting on the mat or hovering as you extend a little bit higher through your opposite hand and your opposite heel. Keep those shoulders dropped down and back into their sockets, even though we're finding that length, and pull your belly button back towards your spine like there's a little fire on the mat between your belly button and the mat, and you don't want to get burned. Now I want you to see if you can lift just a little bit higher. So this strengthens all the supporting muscles that run along our spine, and it really helps our posture, and it helps keep our low back safe. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whoo! Okay, take a little moment here. We're gonna come into superheroes, so make sure your blocks and everything are moved off to the side. Same thing, can you hear how heavy I'm breathing? Woo! Okay, reach through your toes behind you. I like to think of my outer hips kind of circling down, spiraling down towards the mat. Reach your arms out long in front of you. Hover like you're flying. Superhero here. Lift a little higher. And then hug the elbows into those W's and kick your heels out to the side. Come back to center. Reach and find length. Pull your belly button back to your spine. You don't want that fire burning it. And then keep it pulled back the entire time. See if you can lift a little bit higher. Hug those elbows in a little bit more. My outer glutes, whoo, they're toasty. Here for 6. Last 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Okay, bring palms down to the mat, feet down to the mat. Remember, if you need a break, you take a break, and then you hop back in. If you need a drink of water, you grab a drink of water, but then you come back in. You didn't show up here to watch, you showed up here to work, okay? If you have a block, a towel, a pillow, something, go ahead and grab it. We're gonna do one more set of spinal strengtheners here. So grab that block, bring it out in front of you, lift the legs, and then we're gonna pass the block behind us to the left hand, and then back out in front, make contact, and then we're gonna pass in the opposite direction. If you ever need to lower your legs, you can do this without the legs hovering. Remember, gaze towards the horizon. Even though we're finding length from our fingertips to our toes, our shoulders are resting down in their sockets. You've got this. Squeeze a little higher, harder. Lift a little bit higher. I know you don't like me very much right now, but you're gonna like me for this. We're here for 4. Lift a little bit higher. Last 3. Final 2. And 1. Okay, go ahead and put that block off somewhere. Come up to a high plank and hold this high plank. You can either hold the plank, or we're going to come into some plank climbers or commandos as they're called. Bend the right elbow, drop it to where the right palm was, then the left, then come up on the right palm, left palm lifts. We're going to switch it out. Bend the left elbow, come down the forearm plank, press through the left hand, and come up. Remembering to alternate each side. Tuck the pubic bone up towards your chin. Press through the heels and squeeze your butt. This isn't a pretty butt contest, right? We're not popping it up and back. We're hugging it in. Plank isn't for pretty butts. Plank is a total body move, but we need our butt squeezed for it. So going as fast or as slow here, always have the option to come down to your knees. Inhaling as you lower and exhaling as you press up. And remember, palm and elbow find the same spot on the mat. Last 4. Final 3. Last 2. And 1. Okay, option, chaturanga, vinyasa, or we meet in downward facing dog. Woo! Okay, step or float, top of the mat, forward fold. Lengthen, fold, come up to stand. Ground and move back so you can see me a little bit better. Ground your right foot, and we're going to come into a figure 4 here. We're going to sit back into the right heel, right butt cheek. Bring your palms to heart center, and we're going to do some little pulses here. Squeezing that right glute, opening the left hip. So this is good balance, and it's also a good single leg strengthener on the right. Unilateral work here. All right, woo! And if you fall, that's okay. Just get right back up. Like I said before, it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up. Keep hugging the outer left hip in as well. Gazing forward. Here for 6. Gonna open up to a big warrior 2 in 5. You get a little lower, 4. 3, keep the back knee behind the heel, 2, and 1. Big step back with the left foot. Find that heel to arch alignment, warrior 2. Press through the pinky edge of each foot, and then imagine you're hugging that big beach ball in between the thighs. Inhale, flying warrior. Straighten the right leg, palms meet overhead. Exhale, bend a little bit deeper, warrior 2. We're gonna do that 4 more times. Inhale, straighten and tap. Exhale, warrior 2. Flying warrior, warrior 2. Imagine that you're scrunching your right heel towards your left inner foot and your left inner foot back up towards your right heel. Really activate those inner thighs. All right, warrior 2. Big inhale, star pose. Heels in, toes out, lift your chest. Exhale, horse pose, which is a plie squat. I've got my hands at heart center here. I'm guiding my outer knees back. Slight tuck in my tail. I'm going to start with little pulses, and then I'm going to lift my right heel, pulse, lower it. Lift the left heel, pulse, and lower. Continuing, keeping your head above your shoulders, shoulders above your hips, and then keep pressing out from the outer knees towards the pinky edge of each foot. I feel like I might have said elbows before. My brain is definitely kind of taxed right now. Trying to breathe and think. All right, can you get a little lower? I know you can. Let's do 3 more each side. So those inner thighs should be on fire. The butt should be on fire. The quads should be on fire. If my count is correct, we have 1 more each side. But I don't know if you want to trust that. My count is rarely correct. All right, come back into horse. Hold for 4. Press out against the knees. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, star. And now we're going to come into some jumping jacks. So bring the feet in. Jumping jacks, jumping or stepping, your choice. Getting the heart rate up. Here for 5, 4, meet me in warrior 2 and 3, 2, 1. Right foot, right knee bent, right leg leads. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, warrior 2. Fingertips behind your ears, elbows out wide. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, working the obliques. Inhale, reverse warrior. Legs stay exactly the same. Hugging that giant beach ball between the inner thighs. Press the elbows out wide. Use the side body to control it. We're going to do 2 more each side. Come back up to warrior 2. Windmill your palms. Step back, high plank. Right knee, right tricep. Bring the foot back. Right knee, right tricep. Toes tap. Exhale, shh, as the knee finds the tricep. Inhale as it comes back. Pressing through the palms. Press the ground away from you. If that left leg is super fired up, pressing through that left heel, squeezing the vinyasa or downward facing dog. What do you need? Step or float, top of the mat, forward fold, lengthen halfway, fold, ground through your feet, active legs to come up to stand. This time, left leg grounds, coming into that figure four, right knee opens, tailbone draws down. Sit back into that right heel, find your focus point. Flex those right toes back towards the right knee. So you're gonna notice that one side is a little bit more balanced than the other, totally normal. Don't assign stories to it, don't worry about it. Something you can do is starting when you're doing a workout, if there's unilateral work, start it on that weaker side. Let's come into those pulses. So sitting way back, like you're pressing back against your shin. Squeeze the left glute, hug it, squeeze it tight. Or maybe you do a couple more extra reps on the weaker side the next time you do a workout, right? And it's natural, like most of us are not ambidextrous, so we have one side that is dominant, but the more we're able to make a conscious effort to try to do things with that opposite side, it really helps. Okay, we're pulsing for 6, 5, in 4, we step back to warrior 2, 3, 2, 1. All right, step back, right foot, woo, if you fall, it's okay. Heel to arch alignment, press out against the right knee. Inhale, flying warrior, tap the palms overhead. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, flying warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. So I got a new tripod and I was hoping that it was going to help us to be able to see my entire standing moves here, arms overhead. Keep those inner thighs fired. Belly button pulls in and up. I think we have one more. I don't know. You do you to stay even. Warrior 2. Inhale, star pose. Heels in, toes out. Exhale, horse. So again, heels in, toes out. Finding that slight tilt in my pelvis and then really focusing on pressing out against those outer knees. So we're going to do some pulses and I'm going to give you 2 options here. You're going to go back to the heel lifts or we're going to do some horse hops. Just get that heart rate up a little bit more. This is our last little push here, so why not? You can do this, you've totally got it. So bouncing, springing off your toes, and then as you land, really making a conscious effort to press out against those knees. We're here for 6. Can you get a little lower and a little higher? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Horse, hold, and then open up to star, and we'll come back. Oh, from that star, we're going to come back into jumping jacks. Last round of jumping jacks here. Last cardio. Maybe lift the corners of your mouth. If you have suggestions for my filming on how I can make this work, please let me know. I'm a student before a teacher. Last 5, 4, 3, meet in warrior 2 in 2, and 1. Warrior 2. Stack shoulders over hips. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Open up that left knee. Inhale, warrior 2. Fingertips behind the ears. Exhale, sit a little lower. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. So it's my obliques, the muscles that run along my torso, that are doing all the work here. Remember the shh on the exhale really engages the core even more. Let's do 2 more each way. And then we'll come back to warrior 2, windmill the palms, come back into that high plank, and we just have those spider taps on the left. You can always come down to your right knee here, but try it on your toes first, and then once you're at your point where you need to come down to your knee, come down to your knee. And if that's after 1, then that's after 1, right? But at least you tried. Keep your gaze forward, chest is over the thumbs. Here for 6, just 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to meet in downward facing dog, however you choose to get there. Woo! Right leg lifts. We're going to come into a pigeon. Right knee behind right wrist. Bending that knee as much as you need here. You want to keep your hips squared to the front of the mat. Take a peek back over that right shoulder. Make sure that your left leg is in one line, nice long line. And then bump your right hip back, left hip forward. Whew. Catch your breath. I'd love to hear what you thought about the class in the comments below. If you've never taken a Sculpt before, and this was your first Sculpt, welcome. Let me know if you'd like more. I'd love to know if you're on vacation, where you took this class. All right, come on to your right hip. Swing your left leg out. We're going to come into a seated forward fold, so the sole of my right foot is against my left inner thigh. Pivot my chest towards my left foot, extend the arms up overhead, lengthen out my low back, and then come into that forward fold. So a lot of times my right shoulder, I'm stretching my left leg here, my right shoulder tends to kind of creep up towards my ear, so I just make a conscious effort to loop those shoulders down and back, away from my ear. And then melting into your depth. Like, notice I'm not collapsing. I want to keep a lift in my low back, and when I collapse forward, I tend to round through my low back. Okay, so now bring your right hand behind you, keep your right knee bent, left leg extended, and we're going to come back up into like a modified wild thing, stretching the fronts of the hips. You can gaze back if it feels good, or gazing up towards the ceiling, and then come back down. And we're going to come into our last downward facing dog just to make our way into pigeon on the left. So hopefully noticing a huge difference in how you feel from that first downward facing dog. So again, imagine little headlights on the fronts of the hips. They want to point forward. So bending that left knee, bringing the foot in as close to the body as you need. If I try to force my shin parallel to the front of the mat, then I'm going to turn and face you, and that's not what I want in pigeon. I want my shoulders and my hips squared to the front of the mat. Take a peek back over that left shoulder. It bumps the left hip back, right hip forward, and then you're going to come into your depth of pigeon. For the purpose of this class, since we don't have a lot of time here to stretch, I'm going to keep us upright without lying forward. But if you're looking for a deeper stretch, longer yoga class, I've got a lot of them on my channel. A lot of hour-long and 45-minute yoga classes that thoroughly stretch everything and calm our mind. All right, shift onto your left hip. Gently extend that right leg out. Left sole of the foot stays against the right inner thigh. Inhale, lengthen, lift, pivot towards the right toes. And as you exhale, fold forward. Notice if one shoulder has crept up, and then loop it down into its socket. So like imagine that I'm behind you and I'm just kind of gently guiding your low back up. So if you need to bend the right knee, you can bend the right knee. Such a good stretch in the back of the right leg. So I hope you're feeling accomplished. And again, if this was something new, congratulations. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please like the video. Please share the videos with anyone you think would enjoy them. Okay, left palm underneath the left shoulder, fingertips face back, and then come into that modified wild thing, lifting your hips forward and up. Again, relaxing the shoulders into their sockets. And go ahead and come back